Hey guys, welcome back to Keeping Up with the Nerds mini cast issue 4, I believe.
Yes.
My name is Bryan.
Rene.
And with us we got a special guest. You guys are going to be getting a first look before she premieres on the podcast, issue 73? 73. Cece!
Hello. Happy to be here.
Yes, we're glad to have you. So, thanks, Nick.
That was Nick.
Is it not Jerry Springer?
All right, Cece, thank you so much for joining us on this mini cast. And then, you know, we mentioned it already. You're going to be on issue 73 as well of our podcast.
That I am.
Yes, and that one's going to be coming out on Wednesday. So this is coming out Monday.
Cool.
Issue 73 on Wednesday.
Wow.
But we're showing you off to the audience early. 15 minutes, you know? All great. And what is the topic we're going to be having today for the mini cast?
Man, during the time of recording, this is the Disney Plus celebration.
I'll be honest, I didn't even realize that was a thing.
Yeah.
Me neither.
No,
I was
it's-
like, because there's like the one for Nintendo, and then there's one for like PlayStation, and like I know all the video game ones, but
Yeah.
I was like, wait, Disney Plus has one now?
Oh.
That's fucking weird.
What?
Felt very forced.
Yeah, it feels very forced.
So I didn't even know things were coming out because I think the first piece of information that I saw was the Baymax, the Big Hero 6 trailer.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I saw first. I'm like, oh, it's cool. They announced it. It's pretty cool. And then I see Proud Family, and I'm like, wait, what? What's going on? Oh, it's Disney Plus Day. They have that now? That makes absolutely no sense.
I saw a funny TikTok of a guy's like, when you're waiting for November 12th to come, I'm like, for what? And I'm like looking, I'm like, what?
You said you didn't. Yeah, you mentioned it. Sony has it. Nintendo has one.
Yeah.
Xbox has their showcase. And now you would think that Disney would wait until like D23 or something.
Yeah, you think they would do it on it. I know that they want to like own all 365 days of the year because the mouse has his gun to our heads, and we have to just...
Mickey Mouse. No, stop.
But like I just think they should have waited. I didn't even realize it was happening, and then it happened, and I was like, oh.
So was the advertisement a problem then? Or do you think people knew? Because I mean, people knew?
It was all over Twitter.
I'm not on Twitter though.
It was on Twitter, it was on Instagram. Like, people knew.
I feel like people just also pay too much attention to Disney. Like, just whatever they're doing. I feel like all these announcements weren't even that big of a surprise because people already were, like, talking about most of this stuff. Like, a year ago, they were like, oh, She-Hulk, that's going to happen.
Yeah, that's what already announced. It's
I
just
know. I was
basically
like,
we're-
it's announced again.
Yeah.
We got a new title.
and got like 20 seconds
graphics.
of footage and stuff. Like,
I wonder why it looks like Nip Tuck.
So let's go ahead and talk about the Disney stuff first because there were a lot of Marvel pieces of information that were released as well. So in terms of Disney-centric shows, we had the Proud Family revival. We had the Big Hero 6 show that's going to be coming out as well. What else was announced?
we have She-Hulk, obviously. Then we have
that's all Marvel.
Oh yeah.
No, we're talking about like very Disney specific things.
Disney specific
Is
stuff.
it just Proud Family and Big Hero 6?
No,
There was
there's
something
there's a
else.
sequel to Enchanted, was Disenchanted.
Oh,
Disenchanted.
Disenchanted, which that'll be good. I mean,
I forget Enchanted was a movie.
I've seen that movie a billion times.
Yeah. So I've seen it a bunch, but it's like one of those movies where it's like in the back of my head of like, oh yeah, I remember this movie.
I'll watch it every once in a while. I think it's like I think it's funny. I think it's good. I think everyone does a good job. I don't know. I really, really enjoy it.
It was the more modernized kind of like Roger Rabbit in reverse.
Yeah, a little
guess.
bit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
now that I think about
a little bit less racy, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So we have Disenchanted. We got our first sneak peek at Hocus Pocus as well. the
Yeah,
sequel.
which I don't get the hype around Hocus Pocus.
I think it's like a Halloween classic kind of thing.
Yeah, and I get that, but
Yeah.
also, whatever.
Yeah.
I could have lived without it. That's all I'm saying.
Totally agree because I understand the excitement for it, but I'm not in that same boat. It's kind of like, you know how there's like a cult following for Halloween Town?
Yeah,
It's the same thing.
it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's like, okay,
It's just the whole idea of like, oh, everything's a sequel now, and this is just where we live.
yeah.
And the world we exist in is everything's a sequel or a remake, and that's all we get.
Yes. Proud Family is the one that caught me off guard.
I'm actually very excited about that.
Yeah. And I like the animation style.
Yes.
Did you watch Proud Family growing up or no?
Never.
You've never seen it?
I've watched.
He's already told
Yeah.
you this.
Plus, I never cared for it.
It's not a bad show because it was very like down to earth.
Yeah, it's very much like it tackles a lot of subjects that I don't think a lot of other cartoons tackle.
Yeah.
And the cast for the new show, fantastic. Lizzo's gonna be in it.
Yes.
And Lil Nas X, like crazy famous people.
Yeah.
And that's like I think that's gonna be outstanding.
It's good to kind of have that because it still had its following, before Disney Plus was a thing.
Oh, for sure.
And then it came, when Disney Plus came out, people were like super hyped about it when it was up on the app, and everyone was watching it, and people were kind of like hoping that it kind of gets somewhere, and now we're getting it.
Yeah.
And I feel like this trailer shows off a more grown-up Penny and family.
Yeah.
And the jokes they're making for it
are adult already,
Yeah.
and it's just one trailer, and I'm like, that's how you can tell a good cartoon, because they played with this idea that their audience is intelligent. And I think that's what makes a good TV show or a movie. It's like, don't treat your audience like they're idiots.
They're growing. They're understanding that the audience is growing. They're
Yes.
not reversing. What's that? I feel like I know a show that kind of does this. It's like when they revive it, they kind of just keep everyone like Pokemon, I guess. Pokemon kind of like does
Pokemon,
it really?
They don't really age up.
No, but what I mean is like it doesn't kind of like go with its audience. In terms of what I'm saying?
No, they didn't really age anything up. I'm trying, because I know what you're talking about. Like, they've done it with a few, like, revivals where they were like, they understood that the audience is like, if we get kids, great, but we know it's a nostalgic play, you know?
Exactly.
You are playing on nostalgia, so you should target that older audience.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's like the smart way to do it, because otherwise you lose, like, a whole section of your audience.
Fuller House.
Yeah.
They did all those revivals. That's
You didn't like Fuller House?
No.
I
I didn't watch Full House growing up.
Okay.
I think I'm a little young for Full House.
iCarly.
Oh yes, iCarly
Yeah.
is actually, I didn't mind the remake. It was kind of fun.
Did you watch all of it?
Not all of it.
Wait,
I watched.
Nick needs to
episodes
say
here and
something.
there.
I'm not gonna go mouthing what you're gonna tell me. So say it.
I was gonna ask, is Chris Rock still producing? Because Chris Rock did the first time.
For which one?
Proud Family.
Proud Family?
Wow.
Oh, I don't even.
He was an
I don't even
executive
know.
producer on when it first came out.
That's cool though.
That'd be it.
That's why Proud Family like dealt with a lot of race and a lot of like different stuff.
I wouldn't doubt it. I
Yeah.
think he might. We're running out of time quickly, so let's move
Yeah.
on to
Marvel.
the Marvel stuff, because that was
It's a lot
That's
of Marvel stuff.
that was chunky.
Yeah, I'm really excited for She-Hulk. I think She-Hulk is gonna be awesome. Hopefully.
No, did you see the stills that they came out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks pretty good.
Bruce Banner Hulk is going to be there.
Yeah.
So it's a good transition.
I think it's really cool that they're now doing this thing where they are taking the original Avengers and they're giving the women-centric like people, like with Hawkeye, you know, because they like have Kate Bishop and
Yeah.
they're like, well, Jeremy Renner, he's in there,
Yeah.
but he's basically just there to pass the bow along, and they're just passing these things along to the next
I
generation.
thought you were going to say pass the torch, and he's like, pass the bow, and I'm like, all right,
Uh,
good job.
Don't worry. But yeah, so I think that'll be really cool to see that. I just don't know. Part of me is like, what if they make her like, you know, like they made Bruce Banner Hulk like Crazy Hulk instead of like, because I feel like in the comics there's two different versions of Hulk. There's like crazy, jacked out, I can't control myself Hulk, but then there's also like Hulk who does science, and he's a nice dude.
Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm trying to see what you're
No,
taking on that.
Yeah.
What do you mean? That's how do you not know that?
No, I know that.
Yeah, no,
Why are you
but, like,
looking at me?
Because you're the comic book
I'm not
expert.
the comic book expert. You're just as much of the comic book expert as
But
me.
I'm just like, I'm curious if they're gonna dumb down that aggressive side that they've been playing up with Bruce Banner
It seems
because
like
it's
it.
She-Hulk.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like that's gonna be super interesting.
It does feel like they are passing the torch.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I mean, they still can't do a standalone Hulk anything.
No.
So that's why they're doing She-Hulk and bringing her
Which
in.
is fair.
Yeah.
Which that sucks that they can't do the whole Hulk movie kind of stuff. So they did Hawkeye. They did stills for Moon Knight, which
Moon Knight, super
awesome.
cool.
Oscar Isaac is just one of my favorite actors.
Oh, he is just.
What movie did he come out in that I said like, oh, he wasn't acting like Poe Dameron until what? Oh, Dune.
Oh, it's Dune.
Dude,
Did you watch
I
Dune?
didn't watch Dune.
Okay.
I need to. I know
It's-
I do. I love Zendaya, so I just want to watch it for her.
Bryan just got like.
Oh no.
Have you seen any headlines about Zendaya?
A
and
little
Dune?
bit. I just like, you know, I just like her too much.
Oh no, she's great.
Yeah.
She's
She's a little too great.
she's great for when she shows up.
Oh, sad.
Yeah.
Oh.
She's in it for like 8 minutes of the
Oh,
movie.
fuck me, dude.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like
shit. God, oh.
I was like, I saw the headlines when they came out, and it's like, oh, she's only in it for 8 minutes. I'm like, dude, they advertised her like crazy.
I know. Well,
In the
I mean,
poster
for
and
obvious
trailer,
reasons.
yeah.
Zendaya, you know?
Um,
But Oscar Isaac in Dune
Yes.
was perfect.
Yeah.
Up until he had to get really aggressive, and I'm like, okay, now you're Poe Dameron.
no.
So I want to see if he kind of switches it up, and as
Okay.
when he starts playing as Moon Knight,
Interesting.
do we get Moon Knight and
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
Oscar Isaac Poe Dameron? You
For
know,
sure.
because that's what most people know him as. you
Yeah.
know? He was an
Oh,
Ex
100%.
Machina,
Yeah.
but you know,
Yeah.
his popularity was with Star Wars. So we get Moon Knight. What else did we get stills of?
We just.
X-Men.
Oh yeah.
Yep, X-Men.
Secret Invasion.
Yeah. Which
That was a-
honestly, I'll take
Miss-
anything X-Men at this point.
X-Men 97.
Yeah.
It's a
97?
continuation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just my thing is like X-Men has been done so dirty, like in the past
Blame
handful
Fox
of
for that.
years.
Yeah.
And like the thing is that X-Men is actually my favorite Marvel comic. I love X-Men. I love everything about it. I grew up reading comics of X-Men. It's like how I started, and they just never get it right. And I just hope they do.
I have a lot of respect for X-Men. I think you and I have talked about this years before we did the podcast. That X-Men fans are some of the most hardcore comic book readers and like fan base that exists
I
in the
love
world.
Yeah.
And it's always sad because they don't have bad stories, they don't have bad characters, but I feel like a lot of writers and people that get their hands on it to produce content for it, they just don't know how to ground it. Like
Yeah.
for me, my arc that I always love, AVX,
Yeah.
Avengers vs. X-Men, because that actually shows like that kind of like perspective of like, you know, where are mutants in this world? How do they, you know, live with humanity
Yeah.
and try to accept certain things? And, you know, that was like one of the points where I looked at Scott Summers and I'm like, you're just a total bitch. I hate Scott Summers.
Oh, that's fair. Everyone hates
Yeah,
Scott
he's a
Summers.
terrible
My
character.
favorite character of all time is Kitty Pryde, and I just need some more Kitty Pryde in my life. She's the best. She's not only like this preppy, like cheerful girl, but she's also such a badass in the comics. Like one of my favorite comic moments is that she's like in a high school or something, and she's dealing with this one bitch, and she just like she like goes through walls, right? But she goes into her skin, pulls out her heart, and says, "Oh, I didn't know you had one," and drops it on the ground. And I was like,
That's savage. What the
"No,
heck?
yeah, right." And like nobody talks about it. She's a total savage sometimes, and I love her.
So was Kitty in X-Men 97?
No. Not right away.
I
right?
know, like,
It was in the later season.
Yeah.
okay, because I mean, when we think about that X-Men cartoon,
Yeah.
I think of like Jubilee,
Yeah,
Rogue.
that'll be cool though.
You
I
know.
love Rogue.
Yeah.
Well, like everyone
Love
in the
her.
opening sequence because they have like the
Yeah.
little like.
But those are the characters that stand
Yeah.
out because like
Yeah.
we grew up knowing, you know, Cyclops in that very neon blue yellow strap,
Yeah.
yellow underwear kind of thing. Wolverine in his classic yellow get up,
For sure.
you know, the claws and stuff. So it's interesting. I think that's the biggest one that most people really got excited for.
I'm super excited. I just need more X-Men in my life that are done well.
If Marvel can just start doing live action X-Men movies, that'd be great.
That would be
Like Kevin Feige, he's
freaking
like
fantastic.
really holding back on that for some reason. He's like, I have a plan.
I mean, people like Cece. That's why. That's why Feige's like, he's like, you want this? You want this?
yeah, I'm like, please. Thank you.
What else was that? What else was announced?
Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
Eh.
That's pretty much.
No,
Yeah, it's,
I mean,
yeah. I'm done with the whole like. I think I'm just done with the superhero that is like, I love America. Like we have 27 of them.
I will put it this way: as long as we don't get Brie Larson in this,
No,
that's fine.
get rid of her. Yeah, I don't need her.
No,
Of course she is, but like
Probably,
I
like,
don't
towards
need her.
the end,
I just
believe.
don't.
You know that Brie Larson was in 21 Jump Street?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I watched that today.
On Netflix, right?
It's on Netflix,
Yes.
Yeah. And then I watched 22, and I forgot. I literally made a tweet about this, and I was like, people, like, I am gonna stand firmly in my belief that 22 Jump Street has the best ending credit sequence of all time.
Yes.
What was the end credit?
It's
Oh,
when they
it's
like they're like you're
all
going
the
to
future
23
movies. Yeah.
Jump Street,
Oh,
and
it's
then
just-
like it's all the different schools
Yeah.
they go to, and it's like
the crossovers
Yeah,
and stuff?
The
Yeah.
it's
best
so
part
funny.
is when they do They switch out Jonah Hill with Seth Rogen,
And
then Jonah Hill comes back and he goes, "Hey man," he goes, "What contract dispute?" He's all like,
It's like, I never left. It's fine.
Everything's fine.
It's so funny.
I think that was like one of the last few good comedies that like came out in recent years. I can't think of another one that I like enjoyed
Definitely
so much.
my favorite.
Yeah.
It's like in my top favorite movies. I've seen it so many times.
How did we start?
Love it.
Brie Larson, man.
Yeah, Brie Larson.
Brie Larson.
Brie Larson.
She got us talking about this. So Echoes as well.
What is that?
I don't know.
It's what was it? One of the main bad guys inside of Hawkeye.
Oh,
okay.
Cool.
It's a Hawkeye
She's gonna
villain.
introduce in Hawkeye, and then she's gonna have her own spin-off.
Cool. Like, neato.
No, but I will say this: that lineup of Marvel stuff. To just kind of wrap it up.
Yeah.
That lineup of Marvel stuff that they announced is interesting because Star Wars did the same thing. Yeah. Where they were just announcing things left and right, and we thought that nothing was gonna come to it, right?
Yeah.
Star Wars Visions came out, and did you see Star Wars Visions?
No.
Watch it.
Okay.
It's really good. It's basically just different stories that are non-canon.
I'm just waiting for
anime.
the Star Wars. Oh, it's the anime one.
Yes.
Okay, I saw the trailer and I was
Yeah.
like, I'd actually watch this.
It's good.
Okay.
There's one episode in particular we talked about it in one of the podcasts where it's like, it's just anime as
I
Oh
love
yeah.
like everything you think about anime, it's in there, but
I
like on like steroids.
that.
Oh, yeah.
It's so great.
So
It's by
great.
the company that the production company that does Kill la Kill.
Oh, me. Sorry, it's like my Studio Trigger is like my favorite studio.
Yeah.
Every single one of my favorite
They
animes
do two really good
are.
ones.
I mean, they did Gurren Lagann, they did Kill la Kill, they did. They worked on Panty and Stocking. Like they worked on all of my favorites. So
It's good.
Promare, like, fuck me. I guess I have to fucking watch this.
Recommend it. But Star Wars did that, and we had some really good projects with it. So
Yeah.
I feel like this lineup is just kind of like they just, gunned us down with a bunch of different stuff,
Yeah.
and then, we're gonna get like a handful of good content coming out of it. So,
Yeah.
do you have any last thoughts, Rene?
Not really.
You're good.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to?
No.
No, we're good.
Yeah,
All right,
we're
I think
good.
we're gonna wrap up this mini cast then. So this was our little mini cast of the Disney Plus Day that came out on Friday, November 12th, I believe, whenever you're watching this. So thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget, we do have some stuff for you guys to follow: Twitter and Instagram, Keeping Up with the Nerds. That way you guys are up to date on all the information that comes out. Our website, keepingupwiththenerd.com. We're going to go ahead and post all our new stuff on there as well, so you guys are up to date with everything that's released. Wednesday, when the podcast does come out, issue 73, there is going to be a mini interview with Cece. That's going to be going
That's
up
me.
on there. Yes, perfect. So it's going to be up on there. That's going to go alongside the issue. So go check out the website. Go follow her as well. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Triforce of Procrastination. Usually if you type in Triforce, it just comes up. Or you can find me on Twitch or Twitter at Triforce of Pro if you want to hear my bad opinions and see my butt.
That's perfect. All right, guys. So thank you so much for watching this mini cast. My name is Bryan,
Rene.
and we'll see you all in the next one.